Hi, this is Ingrid from Clan Mother Worldwide. In November of 2019, I happened to be at a conference called the Sheezy Leadership Conference. And it was a conference basically for leadership in business. And I think also in organizations, but mainly for business. And so I went because in 2018, I incorporated Clan Mother Worldwide. And I hadn't actually done a lot around Clan Mother Worldwide. I just sort of been doing the things that I did before. But Clan Mother Worldwide was created specifically for what is to come, for our future. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But at this conference, we had a whole bunch of art supplies laid out, and we were asked to create an artistic rendering, I guess, or something artistic around what our vision was for our business. And so this was mine. So I'm showing you this. And I'm not sure if I showed this before, but I'm going to go into detail about what it is. So it's a little tattered because it's been traveling with me a little bit. And yeah, it's kind of gotten a bit tattered along the way because I've moved. But basically, in the background here, I found some paper that looked like the universe. So that is the universe. And in the center is a magnet. This magnet is also reflective. If you look into it, you can see a reflection of yourself. And there's two stars. And so this is representing astrology, but also the universe. And I then created this picture of my business. So basically here, above, this is a cloud, and I'm not saying I'm a good artist or anything, but it's okay. Above the clouds are women in leadership. But really it represents for me a feminine leadership model. They have in their hands hearts and lightning bolts, and they're raining down hearts and lightning bolts into the world. And so what this represented for me was a world in which we were bringing in more love and change. The lightning bolts were around change. So as a whole, this is the universe, and I can put whatever I want into my universe. I can create in my universe. And so since 2019, what has happened are a couple of things. In 2020, as you know, there was the pandemic, and we all went into our houses and looked at our partners and looked at our living situation and looked at our work situation, and we were like, okay, we sort of came face to face with our mortality and death and so on, with a pandemic staring us in the face. And by the end of the year and going into 2021, we all started to make some decisions. Do I want this relationship anymore? Do I want this job anymore? Do I want to live here in this place anymore? So for me, I moved. I did keep my job for a little while. Halfway through 2021, I left my job to focus a little bit more on this, but also I did a couple of things that were important for our world and where the world was going. That 2022 is when I left my job. 2021 was mainly around where am I going, where am I going to be, who are the relationships I'm going to have, shifts in that regard. 2022, I then spent the year traveling a bit, and I did work halfway through into June, July, and then left my job. And in February of 2022, I went to Egypt. And in Egypt, which has a lot of the energy of, I think, Atlantis. It was an Atlantean type of exercise that we did to balance the nodes of the earth. And so we went to activate and balance, myself and some other people, to balance the nodes of the earth. and brought in a lot of this mind, kind of higher knowledge, higher energies. A lot of us who went to Egypt had memories of being in Atlantis, and so it was very, on a personal level, also very important for us, because there were mistakes that were made, and we were there basically to correct them. Later on in the year, we went to Argentina just in November for November 11th, 2022. And in Argentina, which is, Egypt is at around 30 degrees north. And where we went, Capilla de Monte in Argentina is 30 degrees south. So this is a balancing exercise that we did. And again, we brought in the energies to the earth and to the earth nodes. And this time it was much more of a Lemurian energy. And there we had a lot of elders and First Nations, people who hold the heart-centered Lemurian energy, which is on this side, North American side of the world, and in particular in South America. And so the whole year was around balancing the energies. While all of this crazy chaos was happening, that's what I was doing, focusing there and detaching from the craziness of whatever was happening. And so to me, that was this exercise of bringing in the hearts and the lightning. And interestingly enough, there was a lot of lightning in Egypt. I saw a lightning bolt go into the pyramid. And in Argentina, it was in the middle of sort of a desert, but both of them actually are sort of deserts. There was a crazy lightning storm. And if you go back into the Book of Enoch, there is some magical energy around lightning. Interestingly enough, I believe this will be unfolding a lot for me, but I do have a lot of connection with lightning. If you've seen pictures of me before, I've had super lightning woman art in my office, and a connection with Santa Barbara, who is the synchronized, I can never say that word, version of Chango, which was an African god, both of them representing protection from lightning, and the use of lightning. So that's my superpower, I suppose. Okay, so going into 2023, now that we've done some balancing, it's time to do some creative work with you. And there are some awesome energies that are coming up for us. Not necessarily easy, but they are available for us to consciously create with. And that is Saturn going into Pisces, which will happen in March. And also in March, I believe, we'll look at it at the charts in further detail, is Pluto going into Aquarius, bringing us into more and more into the age of Aquarius. And so before I even go there, I want to just talk about what Clan Mother Worldwide is, how we are interacting with those energies. Is I don't do predictions, but I believe that like this, we have a universe, and we put into the universe our creations. And if we don't, we buy into other people's creations, and that could be through the TV or through programming or this or that. The papers put out by the World Economic Forum, or whatever it is that you keep repeating and repeating and freaking out about. Don't. You have your own creative abilities, and I will show you how you can use those in the coming year.